Ladies and gentlemen, the musical stylings of Jason. What's up guys? Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be the husband tag. This is my husband, Jason. Say hello, Jason.
Hello, Jason.
I've got a bunch of questions that I found on the internet because the internet knows everything. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started. How and where did we meet?
Well, we met at work. We had met like a year or so prior, before I worked there, and then when I started working with her, she kind of like started to really like me and really tried to start pursuing me. So.
And how did that work out?
Well, we got married.
What was your first impression? Should I go first? Or should
Sure.
you go first? Okay, so my first impression of Jay, when I first saw him walk in, he was wearing the greatest outfit I think I've ever seen. I don't know if you guys know what the Affliction brand is.
No, it's Helix.
No,
remember?
I know, but I'm trying to explain because Affliction was like a lot more of a thing than I've never heard of Helix, but I've heard of Affliction.
I still haven't heard of it.
If you guys have heard of the Affliction brand, it's like, it was an Affliction type style of shirt. It was like a white button down, and on the back it had like this like wicked cool like tribal type symbol or whatever. I don't even know.
Some kind of weird
design on it, yeah. And he was wearing a black fedora, jeans, and Chuck Taylors. And
safe to say, I was killing it.
oh, he was killing something. So my first impression was, what a dork. He was still trying to figure himself out there for a while.
I was. And so my first impression of her was the same exact meeting, but she had orange hair.
I did.
And I was walking by with my sister.
It was red, but it would, sorry, I've got something in my eye. But it was red, I was dyeing my hair red, and as it would fade to orange, because obviously you have to bleach it before you put red in so it'll be more vibrant. And it would turn orange.
My first impression was, whoa. Wow.
He was not impressed.
That's not to say I'm not impressed. I thought the color was really cool. It was just like almost off-puttingly orange. Like, whoa. But it looked good.
I liked it. Even though it faded and it was orange, I liked it. How and where was our first date? I'm gonna let you answer that one.
So I would say our first date was, we went downtown. And we
in the city that we live.
Yeah, in the city that we live in. And we walked on this bridge over the water, and we went to this nice ice cream shop and had ice cream there. And then we went back to where she was staying and talked for a really, really, really long time. And it was really good. But it was really cold when we were walking, so we were like really bundled
up. Oh my gosh, I remember that. Yeah. It was so cold to see. Okay, story time. I had fallen for this kid well before he had fallen for me, and we were just really, really, really good friends, and I had already told him that I had liked him by this point, and I was inviting him over to my family's house every Friday because we were having Bible study, and so I would invite him over. And it was just like one time I was on spring break I was in college, and I was on spring break, and I was like, I've got to make a move. So I told him, I was like, hey, you know, we should hang out outside of work and Bible study, like, you know, just you and me. And so he agreed, and then this happened, and it was so cold. I had this giant wool coat on, and he had like, you had like your bomber jacket.
I had my leather jacket that had like a fur on the inside.
Oh my gosh!
And we were just like freezing
but yet,
cold.
It's like I didn't want to leave. I didn't want to be like, it's too cold, because I obviously was like crazy about him, and I was like, I'm just gonna stick it out even though I can't feel anything. So it was so cold.
It's good though. And we had ice cream for some reason.
Yeah, why would we have ice cream when it was freezing cold? And you know, it seemed that it's like a walking bridge, and it seemed like we were the only people out there, and I think it's because we were the only stupid people out there, because everybody else was like, heck are those stupid people out there walking on the bridge? It's freaking cold outside. Where was our first kiss and how was it? I'm gonna let you tell that one.
It was really nice.
It was magical.
And it was in my room where I was staying at the time. I was living with some roommates, and I had invited her over, and we were watching Ben Bailey's Road Rage.
But at the same time, I think we watched Clue.
Was it that time? Was the?
I don't know. I think we watched.
I think we were watching. Yeah, we were watching Clue, actually, the movie Clue.
Yeah.
And like the
Tim
1980s.
Curry.
Yeah, the 1980s version. And after like the movie, the movie wasn't even over. But she paused it and she was like, "Are you ready for the first kiss? Are you ready for your first kiss?" And I was like, "Yes."
Oh, it's not true. Okay, is it okay if I tell them?
I guess.
Okay,
Whatever.
so Jay he knows exactly what he wants when it comes to, you know, a woman, and so for the longest time he just did not really chase, you know, after women or anything. In fact, I pursued him and he was fine with that, I guess. But
makes it easier.
when he and I started dating, he had not kissed anybody yet, so I was actually his first kiss. And so when I asked him, "Are you ready for your first kiss?" it wasn't just the first kiss between us, but it was his first kiss. And he will say that when I asked him that question, he was like, "Yeah."
I will say.
No, that's not what happened, because what really happened, because I was there.
I was there too.
Yeah, and his voice went up a few octaves. He was like, "Yeah."
It's not that bad. Oh my gosh.
It was
You
odd.
over-exaggerate up, and I'll admit I over-exaggerate down.
When did you meet my family?
I met her aunt and uncle apparently really young, because when I was going to church, I was actually going to their church, and then when I met them again like years later, I was like, "Oh my gosh, you should go to church with you guys." So that was like bizarre, and just reminds you how like small the world is sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
But I met her dad on like our second date.
Yeah, and it was so super awkward. Thanks, Dad. We pretty much did a repeat of what we did the first time. We went downtown, ate ice cream, because apparently that was a good formula that worked for us. And we came back to my place, and we were talking, and my dad just kind of comes in, and I'm just like, "Oh, Jay, this is my dad. Dad, this is Jay." And my dad's just like, "What's going on?" But I met his family. I met your mom. Me and a friend of mine, we kind of crashed a church Christmas party because I really wanted to see him. And we were studying for finals, and I really just was like, "I can't do this anymore. I need to go. I want to go see Jay." And he and I weren't even dating yet. And so we went, I texted his sister, who was my best friend, and we was just like, "Hey, what are you doing?" Because I knew what she was doing. I knew where she was, and I knew he was there too. She's like, "Oh, I'm over here." And I'm like, "Cool, we're coming by." And your mom was actually handing out pamphlets at the door and had no idea that was her. It was when her hair was really short.
Yeah.
Too. And so I met her that way. And I mean, I wasn't anybody. It was just another person that just so happened to be an acquaintance of him and his sister. So she didn't think anything of me. So we didn't really talk very much. And then I met your dad, I don't know, sometime after we were engaged by the time I met your mom, or excuse me, your
we
dad.
could have even been married by the time we met my dad.
I love his dad. His dad is,
Not really sure.
his dad's awesome.
Yeah.
Love your dad. His dad is where he gets his sick sense of humor, and it's awesome.
Yeah. I don't know where I get my dark sense of humor from. My sick sense of humor. Different than my dad.
Don't those things go hand in hand?
Not necessarily.
How did you know I was the one?
Just knew. I knew 6 days into our relationship, she was the one. Just knew. I don't know. I don't know how you even explain that. It's just like you feel like, it's not even that you match up on so many things that you're interested in. It's not about that. It's just like, I don't know. It's not even, I don't know how to describe it, but you just know.
I had personally, I feel bad for even saying this, but I had, in a way, mentally put him through like a series of tests to see, because by the time that he and I were kind of a thing, I had set my standards so high because of past relationships, and I just did not want to fool around with crap anymore. So I just was like, I'm gonna see if he, fulfills those standards that I have personally set. And the first one the first and biggest one for me was one time when you had come over to Bible study at my family's house, and I wanted to make sure that he wasn't just on his phone all the time, and I wanted to make sure that he was actually engaged, because it's important to me for someone to have an active not only relationship with God, but an interest in that. And we always, we all screw up, but I want to be with somebody who is able to be honest with themselves and make sure that they can get back on track. And so anyway, I was kind of looking at him while we were doing Bible study, and he had his Bible out and he was engaged, he was asking questions, he was talking about things, giving opinions, and he wasn't on his phone. And so I was just like, this is someone who's about it the way I am. So it really worked. That was just one of the first times that I kind of knew that I was like, I think I want to marry him. When and why did you fall in love with me?
Why? Because you're awesome.
So sweet.
When?
We were best friends for a while.
Yeah.
So
I knew she was the one, but you still have to form those connections and everything like that. But you can just kind of know that I can spend the rest of my life with this person. When did I start loving you? I'm not really sure. Probably.
Saturday night.
Well, I mean, that was definitely the start.
Mm-hmm.
But that was before the 6 days. Before,
Right.
So,
but I didn't know if that was when you
I mean, it probably
fell.
started there, definitely. But I mean, it takes a while to start loving somebody. I base a lot of my decisions on feeling, and love is a choice. So, just slowly started to choose to love you, and you made it really, really easy.
We had one actually specific date that. At this point, I had already told him that I had feelings for him, and we had gone out on a couple of dates, and I was kind of going to give it one last shot to, see if he wanted to give it a go. And so we went out on a date. We went actually to a Starbucks, and we sat in the parking lot.
Went to Barnes & Noble too.
Yeah, Barnes & Noble. And then we sat in the parking lot and we talked and talked and talked. And so I had finally kind of asked him, I was just like, so, I told you months ago that I liked you. I just wanted to know, now that we've been hanging out and, spending time with one another, what do you think of me now? And, is this something that you would want to pursue? And basically he kind of told me no in a very sweet and loving way. So it did hurt because of that result. But I felt still connected to him because he was able to care about me and still want to be in my life, but not pursue it any further, but still love me as a friend, and that meant so much to me. And so we stayed there and we kept talking until...
Yeah. We just kind of kept talking and just sharing more about ourselves and stuff like that. And so by the end of it, it wasn't necessarily that I didn't want to pursue a relationship anymore. It was something that I was kind of interested in, and then by the next morning, I was like, I kind of want to start this thing.
And then I could tell by the next day when I got to work, so tired. I could tell, he was texting me and making sure that I got to work, that I was awake, and I could tell his whole demeanor towards me had changed. How long have we been together, relationship and marriage?
Relationship, 3 years and 10 months or something like that.
Yeah, almost 4 years.
Yeah, and marriage-wise, 2.5 years, 2 years and 5 months, something like that.
Yeah. It'll be 3 years in March.
Yeah.
How do you resolve problems?
Talking and communication, but...
Absolutely, but at the same time, he and I don't really fight very much.
We don't. We do
Just don't.
fight,
We
obviously.
do.
Everybody does, but
We don't fight.
we don't fight
at
that
all.
much. We just take some time away from each other, like in different rooms like that, kind of level each other's heads out.
But we also have our things that we can focus on when we are upset. His is guitar playing. He's a musician, so that's his thing. In
As
fact,
you saw in the intro there.
yeah. So, I mean, he will play and just kind of clear his head, and I'll either mess with makeup, or I'll be editing, or just anything else, really. Anything really artsy and stuff. He's definitely the communicator. I tend to shut down.
Yeah, she does.
It's pretty pathetic, to be quite honest with you.
A lot of times it's just like if things start to get kind of heated in the sense that we're getting really passionate about what we're talking about. Sometimes I'll be like, what are you actually trying to say, or what are you meaning by what you're saying, and what are you getting from what I'm saying? Because I feel like there's some kind of miscommunication,
And sometimes
and that helps. And sometimes it happens a lot.
But
That really helps.
men and women think completely differently, and so things that he says that he doesn't mean or he doesn't think it sounds offensive will offend me for whatever reason. I think with my emotions, and men typically think logically. And so a lot of times the things that I'm saying out of emotion, he's processing logically, and sometimes it just doesn't make sense. So you guys can tend to say things that are, how they say boneheaded things or whatever, but it's because of lack of understanding of what we mean, and I think that definitely applies for us. And so sometimes he'll kind of stop and he'll be like, okay, so this is what you're saying, and this is what I'm understanding. Is that right? And then I'll have to tell him, no, how did you come up with that? Or I'll be like, yes, that's why I'm upset, or whatever. And so it really is communication. What do you two do for a living, and are you using your college degree?
Well,
No.
no, we don't have college degrees yet. I want to go back to school for accounting really soon.
Mhm.
But
We both work at the same place of business. It is a retail store. I've been there for 6 years, and you've been there.
I've been there for 5.
For 5. So we've
Yeah.
been there a long time, and I feel like we're both getting to a point where we are actually kind of really liking it, because at first it was just such a struggle, and I feel like now we're both getting to places where we're kind of settling in after 6 years and 5 years respectively. But it's
good. It's not something we want to do forever, but it's good for right now.
Mm-hmm.
Until we transition into our desired professions.
Yeah, and whatever God puts you at, you gotta find a way to be happy with it or change that. And there was a while where I tried to change that, but nothing seemed to really work out, and I feel like, well, maybe God has me there for
A reason.
and I'm getting to the point where I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
We're both happy with it. What key elements make a successful relationship and marriage?
Definitely, I think the 2 biggest things is that you continue to talk to each other,
For
and
sure.
then continue to go on dates together. In fact, we just got done doing a date night.
We're still on our date
We
night.
started on a date night.
What do you love about me?
I love her saucy attitude. She is a personality, very big. There's a lot of different aspects of her, and I really like that. She's not just a one-dimensional person or a really boring person. She really has a lot of aspects to her personality, and it's always something interesting and new when you hang out. But yeah, funny.
I think for you, God, there's just so many things that I just love about him. I'll just start naming off. You're freaking hilarious. I love his humor. It just is so in sync with mine, and he's just witty, very, very witty. So, those 2 are they're good qualities to have. He's also a servant, so I mean, he's just constantly taking care of me and our daughter and our household, and he's just always involved.
Well, no, like that's one of my favorite things to do for her is I'll clean the house for her, and when she comes home, it's all nice and clean.
It's so nice, because I'll be honest with you, I don't like to clean, and I try to do it as little as possible. How do you keep a relationship healthy in life? Honesty.
Yep.
And I don't know how you feel about this, but I find being 100% open and honest and literally just raw in a way. I find to be able to be that with someone else, another person who understands me already, it's very liberating to be able to be like, this is who I am, lay all your cards out on the table, and then, you know, for them to be able to do that back and be like, wow, I can't believe you would trust me with that information. And by that, I don't mean like, oh, I killed somebody once. I just mean like, you know, your
You
dark
keep that
secrets.
crap under wraps.
No.
Under a lot of lime.
Oh my god.
I mean, you need to tell each other everything, even if it's like something that you're really ashamed of.
Places you want to travel.
Fiji.
Really?
Never been, but the pictures look nice. I would love to go to Alaska.
Ooh.
Oh, New Zealand.
Oh, New
I'd love to
Zealand.
go to New Zealand.
Loving New Zealand is.
But that's it, really.
Yeah, I would have to say the exact same.
Wouldn't mind traveling to Taco Bell. Or
Oh, my.
Local Taco Bell.
That's about as much traveling that goes on in this household. Children, how many do you want? Well, we have one.
But just the one.
We just have one.
No, but
And she's amazing.
yeah, she is amazing.
She's 6.
And another is not planned. Probably
Yeah.
never will be planned, but
We just.
if it happens, it happens.
If it happens, it happens. But if not, we're not. I mean, we're not planning on having more. Kids are expensive. I don't know if you guys know this, but kids are expensive. What is my favorite color?
Purple. Or black, fine.
Your favorite color is green.
Mm-hmm.
What is my favorite food?
Potato, perhaps.
Potato.
I like potatoes.
That just says all you probably need to know about me.
Oh.
And I mean like Mexican, Japanese. I like,
Chinese, probably.
I like Oriental.
Oriental.
I would say that you're Taco Bell. Just Taco Bell.
I like Mexican food a lot.
Yeah.
I could eat Mexican food all the time, really.
What is my favorite sports team?
Well, we don't like sports.
We don't really follow sports
But-
very much.
If we were to, we only have one team that we like, and that's the Tennessee Vols.
Mm-hmm.
But
We're from
really-
Tennessee. What is my favorite TV show?
Do you know your favorite TV show?
I was looking at them going, I don't know. We don't really watch TV,
Favorite
especially
TV
anymore.
shows?
We don't even know how to answer this. But let's just, for the sake of it, let's just both say friends.
Sure.
What food do I not like?
Pizza.
Hate it.
I love it. We're getting divorced over it. I'm just kidding. We're not getting
That's terrible.
We're gonna write the divorce papers. Judge be like, getting divorced over pizza? I can sue it. I can sue
I
it.
can see it.
I would say the food I dread and hate the most is Brussels sprouts.
I don't even like that. What is my favorite type of sandwich?
Probably the turkey / avocado / tomato.
Ooh, yes.
Kind of like a cheeseburger kind of guy.
If I could eat one thing every day, what would it be?
Chocolate.
Pizza? Taco Bell?
It would definitely be like pizza, but for you it would be like chocolate.
For show. What is my eye color?
Green.
His is green too. Who is my best friend?
Devin.
And then of course, Jason. Jason is Jason's best friend. What is something I do that you wish I wouldn't?
If she's like watching a video or something, and I'm like, hey sweetie, she'd be like, what? I hate that.
I don't like being interrupted. Who does? Nobody likes being interrupted. Don't go and interrupt.
So what is something that I do
That you do that I wish you wouldn't. Oh,
that you wish I wouldn't?
I wish you would stop singing Weird Al songs. Oh my gosh.
I'll just start singing.
We will be anywhere or hear any song, and if Weird Al has a cover of it, which it's Weird Al, I'm pretty sure he does, he'll just start singing it, and I'm like, can you stop? Could you not?
The man's a genius.
Okay, I get that, but God, I'm so tired. He once started singing to me a 10-minute song. It's weird.
That's so weird.
It cut off. What is one unique talent I have?
Unique talent. I mean, she sings fantastically.
Thanks.
Love you.
I love you.
Oh, she has vibrato on her whistle, which
Oh,
is pretty rare.
that?
Yeah, that.
For him, I would probably say he can wiggle his nose. And it's so cute. Get up in there, Joe. It's adorable. I hope you guys find that adorable, otherwise I look like a weirdo. Weird habits of each other.
I have an odd habit of walking around without pants on.
That's not an odd habit, that's just you. That's a characteristic.
Yeah. No, I don't really have any odd habits. None of you.
We're just odd. No, you say normal, but we're just really odd.
What is normal?
We just try to look normal, but it's all a facade.
A fuck you.
What do we argue about the most?
Her attitude.
My attitude.
So bad
I have
sometimes.
such a bad attitude.
She does, and she pushes buttons. Ugh. Mm. You're beautiful.
Thanks. That, or he will say something that offends me and it's not really offensive. I just choose to be offended by it because
A woman.
Because I have a bad attitude. What is my favorite restaurant?
Red Robin.
Yes.
What's my favorite restaurant? Or.
Otherwise, it's Taco Bell.
Yeah.
What can I spend hours doing?
Makeup and YouTube videos.
Yeah, I could
Probably,
do that.
yeah. She can
Use
edit.
guitar playing.
Guitar playing, or just like,
Oh, War Robots.
or playing War Robots.
It's an app. Who was the one to say I love you first, and where was it?
She said I love you first.
And it was in that parking lot that Saturday night. Well, that's all that we have time for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really, really hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks to my special guest, Jay. Please, guys, if you like this video, please like it down below and hit subscribe to my channel. I really, really hope that you liked it, and hopefully I might have him in some other videos soon, maybe? I don't know. Comment down below and let me know what you thought, and I guess I'll see you guys next time. Bye!